Hi there, my name's Colin and welcome to Let's Paint Watercolours with me. So let's get started on this painting. Okay, once your sky is dry, we're just going to re-wet parts of these mountains and we'll put the shadow side in very quickly. This is just pure ultramarine. Maybe there's a touch there. Just strengthening it up in some areas. You can leave that to dry. Okay, this is a slightly darker mix of the sky colour, which is ultramarine blue and light red, and we'll put some rocks in. We'll just test it first. Just to shape it, dark against light. Just looks like ridges. Just put it where you think rocks would show. You can sort of shape that into a gully. Drag the brush. Get slightly hit and miss. Just gives your mountains just that little bit of texture. We can come to this tree line here. Just going to put some clean water, just basically following the line. Into that, we're going to drop a very dark mix of ultramarine and cobalt blue, cerulean yellow, and a touch of cadmium red, just to grey it down. Background fir trees, and as you come down the page, the water will lighten it for you, so you can end up with dark and light patches is what you want to vary it. Just do that all the way across. I'll turn the camera off. Once the top line of fir trees is in and it's dried, you can see when it's drifted down into the water, it's created a little bit of mist. This is what we wanted, so we're going to do the same on this ridge. And into that, we're going to drop the lighter colour. Just going to let this have its way. Fade out towards them trees. You don't want them too bright around these extra fir trees here. Just move some of this colour. Touch of burnt sienna. Just to add a little bit more interest. I've got the board at a very shallow angle, and with some more clean water we'll just indicate some bushes here. Just undulate it, the brush, and we'll let the paint creep up. Just going to push some bushes up. I want it very, very fine here. Add some interest into that, and we'll just drop in some yellow ochre. Where these trees are, and I think into that we'll drop some cadmium yellow. and we can let that dry. Now we come to the fir trees in the middle. I'm going to put a light mixture on French ultramarine, cobalt blue and a cadmium yellow pale. Pluck it out. I'm going to darken one side to put it in shadow. And with a really darker mix of that, which is just adding more ultramarine and a touch of cadmium red. You just need to darken one side. Under the tree, some shadow. Okay, we'll just put the waterfall in with a few strokes. This is ultramarine and light red. With the brush on its side. Just gently touch and let the tooth of the paper take the paint off the brush. And like I've said before with these, it's usually better the more you leave out than the more you paint in. Do these rocks. This is yellow ochre. This is some burnt sienna. And this is ultramarine and burnt umber. Bring it through. Take a damp brush. Just wash the edges out. Then you can take your palette knife, just remove some of the paint. I'll drop some light red. Just to add a bit of further colour. Okay, we're going to paint in the water now, and I'm just going to add just wet the paper down the centre. I've masked out some rocks in the river, and the pencil lines, they're only a guideline. Dry some off on a rag. I'm going to pull from the outside in. Wipe it off. Touch more. And some yellow ochre. Lifting this up around the deep parts. Dark green, just to indicate the trees. You probably won't see these when it's dried, but you know they're there. Horizontal strokes. Just add some shadow where you think the water might be deeper. And with a clean damp brush, I'll show you what I mean by this. That's fully charged with water, and I'm going to wipe it off. And we're just going to fade, lift out some of this colour. Okay, now it comes to the foreground. So what we're going to do is just going to wet both sides of this, just up to where that bush is. Merge everything together. This is just a mop brush that I've spread out and I've cut round, and we'll use that for stippling in the trees. Mixture of French ultramarine and cadmium red light, with just a touch of red, just to tone it down. Along here, we have a darker mixture just by adding more French ultramarine and light red. Cadmium red. Just put the dark sides in, just to change the format of that. I'm just going to put some burnt sienna in. And while the paper is damp, just sweep the green in. The green, just attach it to the bushes. Some rocks in a minute. Darker green. Pulling it down all the time. Across. We can add some burnt umber. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a few rocks in. Nice dark. Getting in some yellow ochre. Pulling it into the grasses. Same on this side. Okay, with your palette knife, just put in a few rocks along the edge. Doesn't matter if it fills in. It's just an indication of a bank. You don't really want that much detail in the foreground. I'm going to wash it out. Some here. And then with some sky colour. It's probably gone slightly darker now it's been left standing. You can just put a few ripples in here. Darken sticks and twigs. I'll just do a few, and then you can see what I mean by pulling them out. Just pull some twigs and sticks. I'm just finishing off now with just putting some branches into these trees, which is just burnt sienna and then a mixture of French ultramarine and burnt umber, just to move in with the darks. A few strokes. I'm going to sign that there. Then that's all that's left to put in is to put some sparkle onto the water, which we'll be doing next. Okay, the last thing I did on this painting, I just scratched in some ripples with a craft knife just to bring some sparkle to the water, and that's it, the painting's finished. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. All that's left for you to do now is to frame it. Thank you very much for watching.